History is not just a collection of dates and names. It is the pulse of a nation, the echoes of triumphs and tragedies that shape the present. And few places on earth have a past as rich, complex, and dramatic as Mexico. A land of breathtaking landscapes, ancient civilizations, and revolutionaries that shook the world. Its story is one of empires rising and falling, of conquerors and warriors, of resilience and reinvention. From the earliest footprints in the fertile lands of Mesoamerica to the modern metropolis of Mexico City, Mexico's past is woven with tales of glory and struggle. But to understand Mexico today, we must journey back, very far back actually, to the very beginning. Welcome to Under the Radar History, where we are delving into history's most fascinating tales. It's 1519. A fleet of strange wooden beasts with white sails appears on the horizon of the Yucatan Peninsula. The indigenous inhabitants watch in confusion, unaware that their world is about to change forever. Hernan Cortez and his band of conquistadors set foot on the land that would soon be called Mexico, and within 2 years, the mighty Aztec Empire will collapse. But this is not actually where Mexico's story begins. Not even close. Rewind the clock thousands of years to the first human footprints pressed into the fertile lands of Mesoamerica. Long before the Spanish arrived, the Olmecs, the earliest great civilizations of the Americas, were carving colossal stone heads, their enigmatic expressions staring out across the Gulf Coast. They were the first to build ceremonial centers, the first to develop writing, and the first to shape what would become the cultural bedrock of Mexico. Their influence stretched far beyond their time, laying the foundation for the civilizations that followed. Break. And then came the Maya, astronomers, mathematicians, architects of these towering pyramids that still stand today, defiant against the jungle's grasp. They charted the heavens, they calculated the length of the solar year with a very eerie precision, and even developed one of the most complex writing systems of the ancient world. Their cities like Palenque and Chichen Itza rose and fell, leaving behind ruins that whisper secrets of a lost age. But what led to their decline? Theories abound: climate change, warfare, internal strife. What remains undeniable is their enduring impact on the cultural and scientific development of Mesoamerica. Then the Aztecs, or as they call themselves, the Mexica, a wandering people guided by the prophecy. They saw an eagle perched on a cactus devouring a snake. It was a sign they had been waiting for. On the shores of Lake Texcoco, they built Tenochtitlan, a city of engineering marvels, causeways stretching over water, great temples stabbing the sky. It was one of the most impressive cities on earth. Markets were bustling with trade, the cities were clean and orderly, and the empire grew rich with conquest and tribute. But beneath the grandeur, resentment simmered among the subjugated people. In 1519, fate took a very cruel turn. Cortez, leading an army of Spaniards and thousands of indigenous allies who despised Aztec rule, marched on Tenochtitlan. The Emperor Moctezuma II hesitated, perhaps believing Cortez to be the returning god. That hesitation did cost him his empire. Within 2 years, Tenochtitlan lay in ruins. Its great temples toppled, its canals filled in. The Spanish built Mexico City atop its ashes. Disease played a devastating role after that. Smallpox, measles, and other European illnesses ravaged the indigenous people, wiping out millions in what some call one of history's greatest demographic disasters. Mexico was New Spain, a colony ruled by European elites, while indigenous and mestizo populations toiled under oppression. Silver mines fueled the Spanish Empire's wealth, while the Catholic Church imposed new religious traditions, often blending with the indigenous beliefs in ways that still shape Mexican culture today. But the flames of revolution sparked in 1810 when a priest named Miguel Hidalgo rang the bells of his church in Dolores and called for rebellion. The war was long and brutal, with a lot of betrayals, shifting alliances, and heroic last stands. After 11 years of struggle, Mexico won its independence in 1821. Freedom, however, did not bring stability. The 19th century was a whirlwind of chaos, internal struggles, power grabs, and foreign invasions. The United States took half of Mexico's territory in 1848, a wound that still lingers in historical memory. France installed an emperor, Maximilian, who was executed by Mexican forces under Benito Juarez, a Zapotec indigenous leader who championed liberal reforms. But the cycle of dictatorship and upheaval continued. Then came the iron grip of Porfirio Diaz, whose 3-decade rule modernized Mexico with railroads, industry, and foreign investment, but at a cost. Wealth was concentrated in the hands of the elite, while the poor, especially the indigenous communities, suffered under harsh conditions. The oppressed fought back in 1910, igniting the Mexican Revolution. Figures like Emiliano Zapata and Pancha Villa became legends, their names synonyms with struggle for land and justice. The revolution was brutal, filled with betrayals, shifting alliances, and very dramatic battles. After a decade of civil war, a new, more democratic Mexico emerged, with land reforms and a stronger sense of national identity. The 20th century saw Mexico industrialize, urbanize, and embrace its complex identity, a blend of ancient indigenous roots and European influences. It weathered political upheavals, economic crisis, and a lot of social movements. The National Revolutionary Party dominated politics for much of the century, leading to both stability and corruption. The 1968 massacre, where student protests were gunned down before the Olympics, remains a very dark stain on modern history. Yet through it all, Mexico thrived as a cultural powerhouse, producing world-renowned artists like Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera, revolutionary cinema, and a cuisine that would earn a place on UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage list. Today, Mexico stands as one of the world's largest economies, a nation of contrasts, wealth and poverty, celebration and struggle. It faces challenges, crime and corruption, inequality still weighs heavily on its people. But it also is a land of innovation, creativity, and resilience. Its culture, from Day of the Dead festivities to mariachi music, continues to captivate the world. But beneath its vibrant culture and breathtaking landscapes lies a history both triumphant and tragic, filled with resilience, rebellion, and reinvention. From the colossal stone heads of the Olmecs to the neon glow of the modern Mexico City, this land has been shaped by those who dare to dream, fight, and carve their legacy into history. And its story is far from over. Mexico's history is not something just to be studied, it's something to be lived, remembered, and honored. From the mighty civilizations that once ruled its lands to the revolution. But beneath its vibrant culture and breathtaking landscapes lies a history both triumphant and tragic, filled with resilience, rebellion, and reinvention. From the colossal stone heads of the Olmecs to the neon glow of the modern Mexico City, this land has been shaped by those who dare to dream, fight, and carve their legacy into history. And its story is far from over. Mexico's history is not something just to be studied, it's something to be lived, remembered, and honored. From the mighty civilizations that once ruled its lands to the revolutionaries who shaped its destiny, the echoes of its past are everywhere. The question is, how will the next chapter be written? If you found this journey through Mexican history to be absolutely fascinating, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Let us know in the comments what part of Mexico's history intrigues you the most, and thanks again for watching. We will see you guys next time here at Under the Radar History.